This is Eagle Out, and today I usually don't curse, but god damn, we destroyed them Rams. But let's get straight into it. Complete dominance, man. Complete dominant win. Yes, there are some things that we need to go over. That was negative, but it was a great win. Let's start with the offense. You know, I like to do that. Offense, then defense. Special teams was really not much to say, but it was decent. But let's start with offense, man. Offense. Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, besides the pick, he was okay. I mean, he did throw over 300 yards and have a touchdown, but the pick was, I get what he was trying to do. He's trying to do what he got last time where AJ Brown caused the PI. He wanted to draw that again, but the Witherspoon kid was all over it and caught the pick. Got to get big ups to him. But Jalen Hurts did everything in his power to win this game. He was not losing that game. He simply was not. I mean, the legs looked like last year legs. I think we ran them a little bit too much. It was one that was super unnecessary. Brian Johnson called in the red zone, called the timeout. I think we up 20-14. No, it was closer to the end of the game. Then we ran a QB draw. Then we tried to run well with Kenneth Gainwell. I don't get the red zone calling at all. It continues to piss me off, but all in all, I could give this to Brian Johnson. He know how to get the ball down the field. I give him that. We start at the 10. I had no doubt in my mind we could get into the red zone, but it's just execution. But back to Jalen Hurts. Had a decent game. You know, he had some misreads, man. It was one play Brian Johnson called in the red zone. It was pretty good. It opened up Quez Watkins and it opened up Kenneth Gainwell. But Devontae Smith started pouting it. It is what it is. Devontae Smith is a number one. He want to be involved in the game. You know, Jalen Hurts had to force one to him, which caused the incompletion. Then we ended up kicking the field goal. But he definitely had Quez and Kenneth Gainwell wide open. Kenneth Gainwell flashed right in his face. But he really wanted to feed his mans. He did. It is what it is. Running back room wasn't too much. You seen the DeAndre Swift start kicking up at the end, but all in all, I think both backs were okay. DeAndre Swift did a lot of damage to me. I'm not sure what the numbers say, but he was a really good extra receiver on the field for sure. He made some big catches in some big moments, got some first downs. Even Kenneth Gainwell, it was one that was like 3rd and 7. And Jalen Hurts dumped it off to Kenneth Gainwell. I'm like, we probably ain't going to get this first. Kenneth Gainwell run one dude over and get the first down. So Kenneth Gainwell showed like he is that bigger body back we need. Like he know how to get first downs. I give him that. And Swift is that home run hitter that we need. So both backs did really, really well today. Let's just get to him, man. You see him in the thumbnail. Dallas Goedert. My God. Breakout game, man. You show. Look, I'm still a top 3 tight end in this league. I'm still a top 3 tight end. 11 yards, 120 yards, something crazy, a touchdown. I knew what type of game it was gonna be. I'm like, oh yeah, that first quarter, I'm like, they can't stop Goedert. Got to continue to feed Goedert. They can't stop him. And then not only that, they couldn't stop AJ Brown. You can't stop Dallas Goedert and AJ Brown. We're going to feast. We're going to feast. And this is what I mean, right? A lot of people kept complaining. Dallas Goedert's not getting the ball. Dallas Goedert's not getting the ball. It's only one football. And look, Dallas Goedert got the ball. AJ got the ball. But look who was left out. The one we all love, right? Devontae Smith. So we're going to have games like that. It's hard to feed everybody. Then you got a dynamic running back. It's just simply too hard to feed everybody. Everybody wanted Dallas Goedert fed. He ate. Trust me, he ate a lot. But that takes food from other guys' plate. You know, Devontae Smith taking it back. You know, and again, we tried to feature him. The Eagles looked like he did get a catch. And, you know, we tried to force that one in the end zone, which I didn't like. The O-line. I usually don't talk about the O-line, but the O-line was magnificent. I like the things that Stoutland called up. Like he had it was a play. I wish I could show it, but I don't want to get copyrighted. But you guys, if you watch the game, you know what I'm talking about. It was a play where Aaron Donald tried to run a stunt and go like on the other side of the line, get Jalen Hurts from the back, but Lane Johnson followed him. So the right tackle went all the way to the left side following Aaron Donald. You usually don't see stuff like that, because usually when they stunt, you usually passing the guy off. Hopefully the other linemen see him. But Lane Johnson followed him the whole time when he was trying to run that stunt. And I think it opened up a lane for Jalen Hurts to scramble and get to the outside. But man, we held Aaron Donald down. Jalen Carter was the one looking like Aaron Donald. Trust me, I'm gonna get to that defensive side of the ball, but Jalen Carter was magnificent. The only thing I could really complain about the offense is two things. One is the red zone. Two, Jalen Hurts gotta be like, yo, some of these dudes I can't feed you this week. This guy is cooking. He got the hot hand. Jalen Hurts gotta say stuff like that, because then he try to force balls. I don't like it. Like when AJ Brown was complaining, right? Then we tried to force on the ball, and it simply wasn't there. But then when Devontae Smith was complaining, he was trying to force on the ball too, when it was just simply wasn't there. You had two guys wide open. So that's the thing I don't like. I don't like that the receivers do that to Jalen Hurts. But at the end of the day, I want my receivers to be divas, but it caused problems. And luckily we won this game, because if we did not, I would have went in on Quez Watkins. It was a 3rd and 2. Yo, it was an open lane. Even Devontae Smith got pissed with Quez Watkins. This dude tried to run to the outside instead of cutting in and getting the first down on the wide receiver screen. It was a great play by Brian Johnson when he called up. It was a 3rd and 2 screen play. Quez Watkins go straight. He get the first. Nick Sirianni was pissed. He was pissed on the sideline. And I couldn't believe Quez did something like that. He just looked lazy out there. But there was times he did flash open. Jalen Hurts missed him at least twice. There was one coming across the middle and a touchdown. But I think at this point, I don't know if Jalen Hurts trusts Quez. I don't know what it is. But then at some point, he just stopped looking at him, in my opinion. But now let's go into the defensive side of the ball. The defensive side of the ball. First half, I was pissed with Sean Desai. I was pissed with Sean Desai because it's like, okay, we get the slot corner, but you start Mario Goodrich, which is okay. Mario Goodrich know the playbook. He's getting cooked. Okay, you put in Eli Ricks in the slot against Cooper Kupp. And to me, this is just simply not fair against Eli Ricks, because you put him against Cooper Kupp, his first game, he's getting cooked. Then you decide the Roby kid, he was getting cooked too. So Slay was getting cooked. Bradbury was getting cooked. And I'm like, man, Sean Desai got to do something. So I think this was their second touchdown. Sean Desai came up with a good play. He bracketed Cooper Kupp, and I guess the other receiver, I can't remember his last name. Then they had James Bradbury and Puka Nacua 1-on-1. That's what I want. As an Eagles fan, that's what I want. I want Slay or Bradbury on their best receiver 1-on-1. And Puka Nacua just straight up beat Bradbury. And I just got to the point like, man, Darius Slay and Bradbury look old as hell. They look old as hell. And I'm like, man, this is going to be one of those games. So we go up, I think they go up 14-10. And I couldn't believe how we drove the ball down the field. And we end up going with the momentum in the second half and never look back. But that secondary looked bad. And this is not a compliment to the secondary. I love Reed Blankenship, but Reed Blankenship shouldn't be the best player in our secondary. Again, I love Reed Blankenship, but Reed Blankenship should not be the best player in our secondary. He shouldn't. It should be Slade or Bradbury. It shouldn't be Reed Blankenship. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. Our D line was awesome, even without Fletcher Cox. I felt Fletcher Cox's presence missing like really early in the game, but then eventually Jalen Carter just went completely off. I mean, 2 sacks, two QB hits. Shoot, man. I think he even got a forced fumble, if I'm not mistaken. One of the defensive tackles got a forced fumble. Jordan Davis looked good. Milton Williams looked good. All these dudes look really, really good. Kadavius Street looked really, really good. Hassan Reddick, he seems to wake up in the fourth quarter, got 2 sacks. Josh Sweat looked really, really good. If I'm not mistaken, Josh Sweat got a sack. I could be wrong. But yeah, man, the defensive line really showed up, and they paid dividends in that second half. Because the difference to me is, I guess Sean Desai was like, you know what? F it. I'm going to bring more blitz. My D-line is going to get there. And that's what happened. And the Rams couldn't score in the second half because of that D-line, and the coverage got a lot better. Eli Ritz came out with a different mindset, came out a lot better. In my opinion, I got to go watch the tape of Eli Ritz first half and second half. He looked a lot better in the second half. Even the Roby kid looked a lot better in the second half. Slaying those dudes look a lot better in the second half. But there was some missed opportunities by Matthew Stafford. It was one like right up the middle for a touchdown. But the D-line got there, was caused that. Just straight up missed the guy. I think Puka Nacua is one he missed. Matthew Stafford started missing, but I honestly think it was because of that D-line. Start speeding up his clock, start bringing that blitz. And I got to give a big ups to Sean Desai, because he did some Jonathan Gannon we've been fighting for him to do. Just adjust in the second half. Adjust. And that's what we did. We adjust. We look a lot better. But that first half, I'm like, man, it's going to be a shootout. Jalen Hurts got to win this game. And it felt like we was draining them out. Like, even though I wanted to finish these drives with touchdowns, but them long drives, man, was tiring their defense, and their offense was cold because they was sitting on the bench for like 8-9 minutes. Like, we was not giving the ball to the Rams at all. At all. And we did exactly what I said we was going to do. Just keep the ball out their hands, keep drives going. But I wanted to finish with touchdowns in my prediction. Finish with touchdowns, but we got to figure that part out. But we held on to that ball for so long. It was one drive. I think we had the ball for like 8 minutes, but we end up ending it with a field goal. Imagine going 8 minutes in the touchdown. Like, we just completely drained them dudes out. Drained them dudes out. But great win, great win. I honestly think this could have been a 40-13 game. 35-13 game, but we got to learn how to finish in the red zone. This team is dominant. I know a lot of people don't like, man, no, they not. I'm telling you, this team is dominant. This team is good. I'm telling you, all my heart, I think this team is better than last year's team. I honestly think this year's team is better. But it's the play calling, the adjustment, the personnel. It's that type of stuff, and it's more the coaching. But far as the team that's on the field, it's better than last year's team, man. I'm telling you, it is. Especially that offense. Especially that offense. If we get the red zone play calling right, I'm telling you, man, I don't know when we're going to lose, and I'm not capping. I don't see the Chiefs better than us. I don't see the Dolphins better than us. I don't see the Niners better than us. I don't see no team better than us. But we had to capitalize, and Jalen Hurts had to say, like, yo, you're not open. You're not getting a ball. I hate these receivers are forcing Jalen Hurts to throw them the ball. Just let him go through his reads and do what he do. Please. But that's my little rant. That's my little rant. But hey, man, what do you think and how do you feel, man, about the game today? Is there some things to complain about? Absolutely. But this felt like a staple win. Could have been a 40 burger. This game could have easily been a 40 burger. We got to close them drives out with touchdowns, man. If we was to lose a game soon, I'm telling you, it's gonna be that. It's gonna be like, yeah, we got in the red zone, but we couldn't close them out with touchdowns. Cause Dolphins gonna close they jumps out. Buffalo, the team I seen today, I don't know if they gonna close they jumps out or not, but if Buffalo pick it up, they closing they jumps out. Even 49ers, they closing out their drives with touchdowns, but we gotta close ours out too. But this is Eagle Owl, man. And sorry if you hear background noise. My son and daughter got the freaking lullaby music blasting, and I'm not sure if my mic caught it or not. But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm a